Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel, to 6 things that we learn from Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. If ever there was a bet you could have put on a game, it would have been for this game to finish 1-1. Chelsea were absolutely atrocious tonight. We may have got a draw, but that was because there was about 5 seconds of play of positivity in this entire game from our entire team. Hakim Ziyech scored the goal, and then Webster scores an equaliser for Brighton. And why, as a Chelsea fan, does it feel as though we took 4 points off Brighton this season? Because we drew with them twice. Danny Welbeck scored a late equaliser last time we played. And I'm at a point now where I'm just fuming with the performance. Forget about the sentiments and the reasons why we got into this position in the first place. In this 6 things we learned video today, I'm going to try my best to keep it about the match, but at the same time, it is really now a massive issue that we have at Chelsea. I'm seriously getting to the point where, even though there isn't a part of me that thinks we need to put some serious blame on Tuchel for this one, in terms of maybe he's going to lose his job, the run of form we're on in Chelsea history has led managers, even who have won trophies for us, to be sacked. At this point. That's the truth. That is the absolute truth of the matter right now. I don't think it's got to that point yet for me. I just think these players, a large portion of them, it's now proven with results, with consistency, with inconsistencies, within performances, they're not good enough. But today, I want to ask you to subscribe to the George Benson Football Channel. And if you can, for my sanity, hit the like button on this GBFC video today. But overall, we deserved nothing more than what we got from this game. And quite frankly, I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said that we would have deserved to lose 2-0, 3-0. Brighton didn't even create that much either. Chelsea is so void of ideas. We are so lacking in cohesiveness. Our attackers, I don't rate a single one of them at this moment in time, which is absolutely beyond concerning, considering how much money we've spent on them, and considering our best attackers all season are out for the whole season. So without any further ado, we begin box number 1 with a green. And it probably shouldn't even be a green if we're just simply rating on performance. I've given a green to Hakim Ziyech for having that one moment in the entire game where Chelsea, scored a goal. Yeah, well done, Benson, turning into bloody Michael Owen here. One goal, Hakim Ziyech's goal, is a brilliant strike, but the rest of Ziyech's performance was poor, the same as absolutely everybody bar Thiago Silva and Tony Rudiger on the pitch. I thought Rudiger and Silva were good, but Hakim Ziyech, I've given him a green because it was the only moment, and I think for the last 10 or 15 minutes or so as well, Hakim Ziyech kind of grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck. And even though he was that player, within that 10-15 minute period who actually played quite well for Chelsea, you see the issues within this team, and you see the issues within the attacking cohesiveness that Thomas Tuchel, despite Ziyech being the goal scorer, still bought him off after 75, 80 odd minutes when he made a triple substitution. That tells us everything we need to know about this. We needed to change everything because there was nothing going our way on the field. Hakim Ziyech gets a green box, but realistically, his overall performance, other than that one moment, wasn't good enough. We also did see a 45-yard left-footed ping that found its man. But at this point in time, the fact I'm sat here 4 minutes into a 6 things we learnt video and I'm praising a single pass as a positive just to give you a little bit of light in the darkness that is this video today, because from this point on, I'm going to lose it, I swear. I'm getting to this point now where Romelu Lukaku is a red box and I would let him walk home. I'd let him walk back to London or Surrey, wherever his house is. Because that performance again from him tonight is beyond shoddy. If I'd have paid £1 million for a striker and he gives me that, I'd still be fuming. If I supported Peterborough and they said, do you want Lukaku? Peterborough, Barry Fry, you want to take Lukaku for a game? After he watched that game against Brighton today, Barry would be like, no mate, I don't want him. It was awful. Yes, there was no service into him. But once again, Lukaku's movement is just not right. It's just not there. He does not look from his body language, which to me as a fan watching from the television, the other side of the bloody world, there's only a few things I can go by here. And his body language, he still looks as though he doesn't want to be there. But for some reason, he's still being picked. Romelu Lukaku has been awful for a long time. He scored a goal against Chesterfield, but do not let anyone sugarcoat that really still wasn't the best Lukaku performance we've ever seen. And I'll be honest with you now, after the video I made earlier today, I wanted Lukaku to start this game tonight. I wanted him to start alongside Kai Havertz, who once again doesn't start. And I'm sitting there watching it thinking, this guy's hardly touched the ball. If I was playing, half asleep, I would have touched the ball more. You know why? Because I'd have ran until I passed out, chasing after it, just wanting to touch the ball for Chelsea Football Club in a Chelsea shirt, because that would be the dream for me, to be honest. And I know that if this isn't about my crazy dreams here, this is my match review video. But Romelu Lukaku offered nothing. He had 8 touches of the ball in the first half. He got his first shot at the goalkeeper after 72 minutes, and even that was a poor effort on goal. Romelu Lukaku cannot start Chelsea's next game. Lukaku must be dropped. There are a lot of players who I think should be dropped, but considering the situation we're in, we're desperate to sign wingbacks. We haven't dipped our hand in the pockets to buy one of those. So when we've got 7 or 8 attackers, do you think we're going to dip our hands in our pockets to buy another one? Absolutely not. We've got to deal with this now. We move into box number 3, and I speak about wingbacks. It's a red for the left wingback, right wingback position, because if this does go really south for Thomas Tuchel, if we still don't win for a couple more games and he does get sacked, it's possible now. It really is, because of the way we're playing and the results have been so bad. Chelsea Football Club. This manager has been here for a year. He's won us the Champions League, won us a Super Cup, got us to a League Cup final. Please, for everything actually, just please buy this man a wingback. Please buy him a left wingback who can do the job that Marcos Alonso cannot do. This team relies so heavily on what Ben Chilwell and Reece James brought to this team. There is not a single player more important than either of those two to the system. Yes, Rudiger, Silva, brilliant again. They're always being fantastic. They're always defending so well. But there is Chilwell and Reece James at this moment in time seem irreplaceable in this Chelsea team. We need to sign a left wing back, otherwise we're going to finish 6th. That's honestly what I believe at this moment in time. Alonso's not good enough. Aspi today worked hard, but again, going forward, he starts crossing the ball when Lukaku comes off. I'm just thinking, decision making. It's not good enough. We need a new left wing back, potentially even a new right wing back as well. We move into box number 4. It's another red, shock horror, and this time it's for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum, again, finishing in the first half, awful. In the second half, he kind of got the bit between his teeth a little bit, and then he gets closer to the goal, and then he realises he's got to go backwards again. Callum, I don't understand what it is, but if you could finish, I think we'd have a serious player on our hands. But you can't finish, so therefore, if you can't finish, you've got to make decent balls into the box. You've got to link up with more attacking players in the final third and create opportunities. The only real opportunity created in the second half was a penalty. There was never even a penalty, and do you know what? That was Mason Mount. That's how much I'm forgetting what Callum Hudson-Odoi is doing, because he's not doing anything. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I don't mean to scapegoat him, because Ziyech played poorly. Lukaku played poorly. We've already told him to walk home. But Callum, you get given the start again, mate, and it's the same old story over and over again. We move into box number 5, and this is the one, for me, that makes me boil inside. It makes my blood go up too many degrees. It makes me want to go and get a flipping test to see how my temperature's doing. Attitude. The attitude of these players that played tonight stank. The whole lot of them. I thought Mason Mount was poor. I thought he tried to get into good positions, but again was poor. Wasn't linking up with anybody. You see, Kovacic, at times when he comes on, he's already looking sideways. You know, he already knows that there isn't a pass available going forward. And I think for me, even for Mateo Kovacic, who's been one of our better players during this bad run of form, when he's been able to play. Let's say that, shall we? Even then, the attitude is, we've got to intricately try and play the ball into the box. We're taking shots from outside the area that almost fly out of the Amex Stadium. And the confidence is so shot that I don't even know if the players that we know can play well and can make those final passes, they don't believe in anyone else around them. The attitude has got to a point now where, because the form is so bad, I feel as though we're going into games playing it so safe, regardless of who Tuchel picks, we're playing it so safe that we're never going to get anything from it, because teams get excited to play against Chelsea. We're European champions. We spend the whole time in the away end singing about how we're European champions. Do we play like European champions? Yeah, maybe of the Intertoto Cup from 2001. We don't play like champions of Europe, the Champions League. We've got no confidence. We've got no one, apart from Ziyech in one moment, but then even he can't even make it to the end of the game because he's playing that bad. There is no one to get the Chelsea players right now and be like, listen, we're Chelsea. This is Chelsea. This isn't good enough. We haven't won in our last 4 Premier League games now. And even before that, we were scrappy. We've been awful for a very, very long time. And unfortunately, the way it always works with this football club is it comes down on the manager, because we can't sell 11 players in January. We can't sell 11 in the summer probably and bring 11 more in. So therefore, in a footballing world, and the way that this Chelsea, let's call it DNA of the attitude from the last 10 years, the way it's been is, when players aren't getting what they want, they know that they're not going to lose their contracts. They know that if they down tools a little bit, the manager's going to go and someone else will come in. There'll be a big buzz around the club. We'll win a couple of things, get a few bonuses perhaps, and then it all begins again. And I'm sorry, I'm not saying that that's happening right now, and I'm not saying that Tuchel is blameless. Let me get that very, very clear. Waiting 80 minutes to make a substitution isn't good enough. When we're playing that bad from minute 1 to minute 80, to make a triple substitution after 80 minutes, yeah, it looks genius if we score a winner, but we didn't score a winner. And the football up until that point was abysmal. So Thomas Tuchel gets a yellow. The starting 11, again, he's changed it up a little bit. We've gone with a 4 at the back. But Mateo Kovacic is on the bench, and he's the player that can unlock, potentially. He's a player who can make that final pass, who's been dribbling forward, getting into attacking areas, scored a wonder goal against Liverpool, and he's on the bench. Kante was off the pace today. I'm not going to blame N'Golo Kante because I don't think he was awful, but he wasn't on it, and I think he's one of the only players who at the moment can pull something out of the hat for Chelsea, and the rest, they're on the bench. So, yeah, I don't really know where to go from here. I'm gutted. I'm pissed off. I've made 3 videos today. One of them was an optimistic preview, looking at this match thinking, we've got to win here. We haven't again. But let me know the 6 things you learned in the comments below. Please hit the like button, even if it's just to save my sanity. Subscribe to GBFC if you're new. I don't know what to say. We're not even going to finish in top 4. I don't even believe that at this point. Well, I do believe that we're not going to finish in the top 4. Where to go?